Hi guys, Jessie from the Scrappy Sisters. If you stick around you will see how I created this super cute layout that I scrap lifted of Katie's, so I hope you hang around. So as I said, I'm actually scrap lifting Katie's layout in this video. I think she uploaded it in February. Could be the wrong month, so you may have already watched how she created this super cute layout. I think she was inspired from a sketch when she was making this layout. I didn't actually see the sketch, I just scrap lifted from her, and I just really liked it. I was almost finished my 2017 album at this point. This photo is from perhaps July 2017. I got really far behind in my 2017 album, so I stopped scrapping in order. I just scrapped the photos that went with the papers I had or that inspired me at the time. And I'm now really close to finishing, while I was doing this layout, I was really close to finishing my 2017 album. I think I had maybe 3 or 4 layouts to go. And so I did this video in February. It has just taken me forever to do the voiceover and get it uploaded and organised. I've been so busy with, life. Sorry, got distracted. So this particular layout, I've now finished my 2017 album and I'm working on my 2018 album. I am of course not up to date, that would just be crazy talk, but I'm getting there. So, on with what I'm doing. As you can see, I cut out 5 strips of paper. The collections that I'm using is the Shimmel Lane Little by Little collection, which is super cute, and I've had it for quite a while, so I've only got sort of bits and pieces left. I really wanted to put a frame on around this one of the 4 photos in my main photograph, just to sort of highlight a cute one, but I didn't like the colour of just the plain frame that I had, and I didn't really like any of the colourful frames that I had, so instead of just making my own and guessing the correct dimensions, I just stuck that one down on top of paper and cut around it. I certainly didn't need to, but I have had those frames for so long, I am just trying to use them up. Now, some of you with keen eyes, obviously the pink one is very obvious, but might be able to notice that the blue and white sort of checky one of those strips of paper have a join in them. I ran out of full strips, but I knew the photograph was going to go over part of the strips anyway, so it didn't matter that there was a bit of a join covering them up. You can see what I have left of the ephemera pack of the Little by Little there. I've got not like a reasonable bit left, but not a lot of like pretty things, mostly just tags and things like that, so I'm really struggling to sort of use the last little bits up because I am running out of the really nice things. I actually got these as part of a kit that I subscribe to, and they have an exclusive cut apart sheet, and so some of the labels are actually from that as well, so full disclosure there. As you can see, I just ran out of my foam backing, so I'll just use what's left of that. Anyone that's interested, as that's just Reject Shop foam, I don't mind it. I preferred, so it comes in a pack with a whole roll and then with maybe 3 or 4 packs of already individualized square foams. I like the little squares better. I find the roll very sticky, like super sticky, and if it's too fat and you want to cut it thinner, it's really tricky to cut with your scissors, so that can be a little bit frustrating. But if you use the roll for sort of your big things like backing your photos and stuff like that, and use the little squares that also come in the pack, which are much easier to cut in half or what have you, or are just a nicer size, then you're pretty much fine. So I would buy it again if that helps. I think it's $3.50. You get a fair amount, I think, personally. What else can I tell you? Just sticking on, so I've backed up the photo on just plain white cardstock. I did try and back it on a couple of papers from the collection, but I didn't have any left that were big enough, and I could have done layers and things like that, but I thought layers on such a busy background with so many other bits and pieces going on might be a bit silly. So the squares I am using now, just to let you know, are foam squares. I actually don't know what brand they are. They're not the Reject Shop ones, and they're awesome, but they are so hard to peel the double-sided part off. So hard. So I have had this little license plate in my stash for ages, and when we got the new car, I actually went straight away and got it out of my stash and put it in the pocket with the printed photos so that I would not forget to use it, because I knew when it came time to actually make this layout, when I eventually got to it, I would forget to use this little license plate, and then it'll sit in my stash for another million years. So that's just my little tip. If you've got something in your stash that you think of straight away that goes with something a photo you've done or a collection you have or whatever, put it with it, because then you can't forget and you've got it and you're organized and you're ready to go. So that's just my little hot tip of trying to use up your stash. That string, just in case, it's nothing special, it's white crocheting string, cotton. I have heaps of baker's twine, heaps, but it sits in like a special, container that's all nicely stacked in my scrapbooking bookshelf, whereas this cotton has never been put away properly and it just sits on my windowsill. So I pretty much always just use white crocheting cotton when doing things, because I'm too lazy to get up and to get a nice colour of baker's twine. I could have got a really nice one with gold through it or silver through it or pink or light blue through it that would match beautifully with everything, but effort. So that's my other tip. If you, as many things as you can, keep them reachable, even if they're in little containers and things like that. My bookshelf is far enough away that I can't reach it with my arm just sticking out. I have to physically get out of my chair, and I'm lazy. What else can I tell you? I have so many packs of these stickers. I quite like them, don't get me wrong, but I bought them on sale. They were $5 each on sale at my local Spotlight, and then I got them in the kit as well. So I have 3-4 packets of them, which is actually awesome though, because I haven't reached the I can't write any words stage, which usually seems to happen after 3 layouts, because after 3 layouts you've run out of E's or you've run out of vowels of some description, and then it's really sad, and they sit in your cupboard for ages until you find the effort to doctor. And some like these ones actually in particular, some thickers are really not good for doctoring because of the way they are designed. It would be really obvious that you've stuck the letters together, and obviously when you doctor you want to try and make it as seamless as you possibly can. Katie actually never buys just 1 packet of thickers. If she loves thickers, she will always buy them in 2s, which makes sense. It's just they're so expensive. Thickers in Australia are $10 a packet, if not more. Anyway, I digress. So I have now, you can see all my little scraps of paper, that's all I've got left, all my beautiful branding strips, because I couldn't bear to throw them away. I have now almost finished. I'm looking at the Corbett Creations wood veneer, but it didn't go with what was happening on my page, but then I remembered that there were these little teeny tiny triangles that I thought I could possibly fit in somewhere just for funsies, because they're cute, and because I've had this kit forever and have not used much of it. Well, not much of it, I've used lots of bits and pieces of it, but I've still got so much left. So just gluing that on, or those on, just using standard PVA. It's not even the PVA it says it is, which is Zart Art PVA, for those of you that know Zart Art. That was an old bottle that I'm an art teacher at school, and it was going to get tossed because we had too many, And I thought, no, I will just refill that myself and use it at home, because how great is that? So it's not even that PVA, it's just nothing special PVA glue. Maggie Holmes tiny word phrases, they have been in my stash for ages as well. I'm just trying to go through those. You've heard me complain before that they fall off, so I now don't stick them on at all without double-sided taping them down or gluing them down. And because I had the glue out, I'm just going straight to the glue. And then I'm almost finished. I just have a few little touches that I want to do. So with my kits, I've got like a magazine divider display rack thing, one that's got sections. So you're supposed to put like 4 or 5, like maybe you'd have it in your office if you had to file things but keep them out on your desk perhaps. Can't really explain it very well, sorry, but I have one of those. And so I have in each slide-in section one of my kits in their plastic bag, and it's open so you can see them, so that they're in your face. They remind you what you have. And in the very front one is where I put all the leftover things. So when you kill your kit, because you've got, no paper left, you've basically used all the embellishments, but you still have a few bits and pieces left. I have the option of mixing those into my stash, but I worry if I do that then I won't use them. So instead I have a bag at the front of this magazine rack, and I put them all into that. And so as I use up bits and pieces of the kit, I always bring that bag with me as well and dig around in that. So this Amy Tangerine book, the Maggie Holmes stickers, this pink paisley book, they're all in the use up my kit stash plastic bag. And I usually find them hard, I'm just sort of chipping away at it one at a time. I usually do find it a little bit tricky to use a heap of that stash, but just a little bit at a time makes a difference. So sorry, I'm not sure what I'm doing now. I probably should have edited this bit out. But here's a nice long look at the layout. Oh, I was getting enamel dots, that makes sense. Sorry about that. So again, these are also from that bag. These were from, I want to say January 2016 kit? Maybe 2017. Surely 2017, come on. I'm just saying that from, I hope I haven't had them for longer than that. And I'm getting there. I just actually find the hexagons a little bit hard to use because of their shape. But using up the hearts today, I'll finish those off today. In fact, there's not enough in my liking. I put on all the hearts and I let that be. But then I have a look a bit more and think more enamel dots. More. So just finding little spots to put those around the clusters. I can't remember what those words say. I should have read them to you, but they were all about letting the adventure begin and how exciting and things like that. So doing my Heidi Shine, of course in gold because I've got gold writing and just because, gold's awesome. I just sort of flexed that piece of cardboard because it was a little bit too big, and I do like to get the Heidi Shine nice and close to the photo without it being on the photo. So flick all that out. And then, as I said, I decide there really isn't enough enamel dots and I always need to have more, and more embellishing apparently, sorry. So I must have gone and got another button. That will be because, I can tell you right now, that will be because 2 buttons was odd. Not an odd number, obviously, but looked odd, and there needed to be 3. There needed to be an odd number, so I will have gone and got a different button. So this is a reject shop copy of the Shimmer Lane buttons, but it looks practically the same. And because I wanted more enamel dots, I didn't have any in the correct colouring, so I'm using some sequins. Also, another tip with sequins, don't have them in an open air container like that sitting on a windowsill. They will discolour. These ones are now half silver and half beautiful pink because where the sun is hitting the top, that's why I just mixed them up then, because I was trying to get some more pinky ones. where the sun is hitting the top layer, they are going silver, which is a real shame. So I'm actually moved those, of course, because I don't really want them to be silver. I want them to be pink. So now I am done. So there's a close-up. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.